Have you ever wondered what world leaders are doing to stop climate change? In December 2015, something historic happened. Nearly every country on Earth came together in Paris and made a promise to protect our planet from dangerous climate change. That promise became the Paris Agreement. Let me explain what it is, why it matters, and how it affects all of us. The Paris Agreement is a global treaty made to fight climate change. It was adopted at a major United Nations meeting called COP21, short for the 21st Conference of the Parties. The goal is simple, but critical: to stop the world from getting too hot. Specifically, the Paris Agreement says countries must work together to keep global warming well below 2 degrees Celsius compared to pre-industrial times, and aim for just 1.5 degrees, because even half a degree can make a huge difference. Why is this important? Because a hotter planet means more deadly heat waves, stronger hurricanes, longer droughts, rising sea levels, and damage to our food and water supplies. The Paris Agreement officially entered into force on November 4th, 2016. But before that could happen, at least 55 countries, responsible for 55% of global greenhouse gas emissions, had to approve it. They did, and fast. Today, over 190 countries are part of the agreement. That means almost the entire world has committed to climate action. But what exactly did they agree to do? Each country created its own climate action plan, called a Nationally Determined Contribution, or NDC. These plans explain how each country will cut down on pollution, switch to clean energy, protect forests, and prepare for the effects of climate change. And there's an important rule. Every 5 years, countries must update their plans and make them stronger. Before the Paris Agreement, we were headed for 3.7 degrees of warming by the end of the century. That would be catastrophic. Thanks to the agreement, we're now closer to 2.5 to 2.9 degrees. Still not safe, but progress. To stay under the 1.5 degree limit, global emissions need to fall by 45% by 2030 compared to 2010 levels. And we must reach net zero emissions by around 2050. That means removing as much pollution as we release. But how can poorer countries meet these goals when they don't have as much money or technology? The Paris Agreement says that wealthier countries must help. They pledge to provide at least $100 billion per year in climate finance by 2020, and even more after 2025. This money supports both mitigation, reducing emissions, and adaptation, helping people deal with floods, droughts, and other climate impacts. For example, in Bangladesh, early warning systems are saving lives during cyclones. In Ethiopia, farmers are learning to grow drought-resistant crops. In Pacific Islands, seawalls and mangroves are protecting coastlines. The agreement also supports technology sharing, like affordable solar panels, electric vehicles, and energy-efficient stoves, especially in places that need them most. To make sure everyone sticks to their plans, the Paris Agreement created a transparency system. Every country must regularly report how much they're emitting, what actions they're taking, and what support they're giving or receiving. Every 5 years, there's a global stocktake, a big review to see how we're doing and what more needs to be done. The first one happened in 2023. Another key part of the agreement is adaptation, helping communities prepare for climate change. Countries are encouraged to make adaptation plans and share knowledge, like where floods are likely to happen, how to protect crops from heat, and how to build more resilient homes. But what about places already suffering severe damage? That's where loss and damage comes in. The agreement recognizes that some climate impacts can't be avoided, like disappearing coastlines, lost farmland, or forced migration. It supports international cooperation to deal with these serious challenges through insurance, early warning systems, and recovery plans. The Paris Agreement also highlights the role of education, public awareness, and local communities. It recognizes that climate change affects everyone, and that everyone has a role to play. Cities, businesses, schools, and especially young people are stepping up. Youth-led movements like Friday for Future are inspiring millions. Cities are switching to electric buses. Companies are investing in green products. People everywhere are planting trees, reducing waste, and choosing renewable energy. So, What can we say about the Paris Agreement? It isn't perfect. It doesn't punish countries that fail. It depends on trust, transparency, and a shared commitment. But it's the most powerful climate agreement the world has ever made. It gives us a roadmap to a safer future, if we follow it. And what about you? You don't need to be a scientist or a president to make a difference. You can save energy, reduce waste, support climate-friendly businesses, talk about climate change, and vote for leaders who care about the environment. Every small action adds up. The Paris Agreement is more than a treaty. It's a global promise to protect our planet for future generations. We have the tools. We have the knowledge. Now we need the action. As former U.S. President Barack Obama once said, we are the first generation to feel the effect of climate change and the last generation who can do something about it. Let's rise to that challenge together